Frustrating. Obviously, offensively, we're kind of a joke right now. You can't get 100 yards of total offense in a game and have any chance to win. You can't average 6 points a game and have any chance to win. And then you can't get two punts blocked. That's terrible. One of them, the very first one, it looked like the punter took too long. I'll have to look on film to make sure because it was the widest guy that blocked it. And then the second one was an assignment mistake inside. So we can't have assignment mistakes from the shield because it's way too close to the operation of it. And we're down 14-0. And then on the possession, they kicked a field goal. I thought that was a fumble. But we'll have to see on tape if the quarterback's arm was going forward or not. But we held him to a field goal. And the one at the end of the first half is really inexcusable. I mean, you can't have 8 seconds left in the half and give up a deep ball like that when you're playing two deep half coverage. So obviously we have to learn from that and get better. I mean, we've had that situation before in practice and talked about it, and obviously we need to execute it better in the game. But offensively, we can't keep going down the path we're going and have any chance to win. So we'll have to fix it.
You guys seemed very prepared to have a backup plan if something happened to Isaiah, and unfortunately something did. What can you take away from the time Bryson was on the field and Connor?
I thought Bryson did a couple of okay things. I mean, there's a couple more times that he could have pulled the ball, I thought, and either cut it up inside there or get it to the perimeter. Obviously, you can tell Bryson's a little rusty. He got in the open field a couple times and tripped himself up trying to make big plays. And then we had the opportunity on the wheel route in the first half, the post wheel. I think Elijah Queen came open on the post. We got to throw that ball and get it to him. If we get it to him, it might be a completely different game if it's 17-7. But, I mean, it doesn't matter. We're not very talented, but we have more talent than to get 100 yards and no points. So that's coaching. So we need to fix it.
Coach, you've been adamant all season about the guys understanding, buying into the message, still staying positive. How did that hold up over the course of this game?
Frustrating. I mean, on defense, obviously the really frustrating one is the last touchdown. We gave up a big play on 3rd and 8 in the passing game. And then they were able to punch it in the end zone there. It took them about 5 tries, but they were able to punch it in after the pass interference. So I think we're still fighting. I think we gave up, I mean, you take away the 2 points, we gave up 23 points on defense. You take away the 2 special teams touchdowns. And if we can fix the end of the first half, I think we can play good enough on defense to give ourselves a chance to win games if we can do just a minute things success on offense. So the fight and the belief is still there. Obviously, we need to do a better job offensively to give them a plan, to give them a chance. So we're going to have to address that. I mean, obviously, schematic-wise, we can come up with plays to give them a chance next week against Utah State, but we've got to coach them better.
Coach, am I there?
Yeah, gotcha.
Coach, obviously you're pretty bummed. I mean, it's a shellacking when you get beat 37-0. What are some of the? I noticed you're playing a lot of younger players. I noticed Bobby Cole wasn't in. You had some younger players in the secondary, really young players. Some of the local kid down from Clovis, local kids. What are some of the things that you saw out of the younger players for the future? I mean, it seemed to be they're playing really, really hard.
They do play hard. They need to get stronger, obviously, in the weight room because they get pushed around sometimes. But they have the right attitude, and they'll throw their bodies around and try and play the right way. It bodes well for the future, especially most of those kids are defensively, sorry. Most of them are the ones that are playing on defense. So it means it gives us a chance. We've got a chance to finish in the top 40 in defense if we can play better next week. I mean, we'll be around 42, 43, which is the best they've been around here since 2008. So obviously we've got some young kids that are getting better, like the Ronald Wilsons of the world, Tavian Combs, AJ Odoms went in there and he's the one that got beat on the deep ball. I mean, he was in position. He's just got to make a play. So we got to get those guys. I mean, the reps are helping them, so they're getting experience, and that'll be helpful for next year. But it's frustrating as all get out right now because I mean, I truly believe going into these games, and maybe I'm insane, I truly believe going into the games we have a chance, but not when we play like that on offense. We don't have a chance if we're going to play like that on offense.
Gotcha.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Coach, coming off a game like this and now entering your last game, which will be at home, what are the biggest things you're paying attention to Sunday when you guys get in the meetings and to begin the week as far as, just energy and body language and just moving forward?
Attitude. And I told them all out there that if they don't believe in what we're doing, to quit. Don't come tomorrow. I don't want them there. If they don't have the belief and the fight in what we're doing, and I apologize for the coaching aspect of it to give them a better chance on offense, and we'll fix it. That's my job. But if they don't believe in what we're doing, then don't show up. And so, I fully expect them to show up tomorrow and come to work. And the plan is not going to change. The plan, obviously, you adjust it as you go along, but the plan's not going to change. So if there's any defectors in there, I hope they show their faces, and then we'll move forward. I'd be surprised because I think they believe in what we're doing. So that's the key ingredient this week, is to watch for attitude, energy, to see if they show up to get through it. And the older ones, the seniors, there's not a guy on our team that's going to be in the NFL, so they better understand that they've got one more opportunity to compete, and they better do everything they can, because they're going to really miss football when it's done. And so they can do one of two things. They can look at it and say, I want to get this over with because I can't stand it. Or they can understand the opportunity they have to compete one more time and go out there and do the best they can. And I think we have a bunch of really good guys that like football, so that's what I expect to see. And if they don't, then I hope they show their face.
Anything else?
Yeah, I do got one more because
Sure.
the connection went kind of bad. Can you guys hear me okay right
Yeah, I got you. I'm sorry. Could you not hear me?
When Coach, we heard you all the way up until you were talking about what you expect from the seniors, and I did want to follow up on that. And this being the last game for them, you mentioned the pro prospects, among this senior class. How big of a week is this for them? Whether these are guys that are going to be on the field, or these are guys that are trying to help the younger guys learn and get another opportunity to play.
For sure. Joey's got to understand that he's probably the only one that has a chance to get into camp of the senior group. But the rest of them better understand that it's the last opportunity they have to play football, competitive, real-life football. If any of them have the aspirations of getting an opportunity into a camp, then they better come with the right attitude this week, because and I think they understand it, because I think we have a bunch of really good guys that want to be good and want to do those things. They got to understand that you don't change a habit when you get there. If you don't do it now in practice, you're not going to all of a sudden change and do it when you have an opportunity there. So their habits are going to be formed. We'll judge them as they come out this week to see if they show up to compete. And I'll be shocked if they don't, because I know they love playing football, and this is probably the last opportunity that they have to play live, real football in front of people with all that stuff that you get as a college football player. So I hope they show up with the right attitude. I fully expect them to. We'll see tomorrow.
We good?
Anybody else? Go ahead, Steve.
I hope my connection's okay with it. That first half, it just gets really bad with the punt blocks for touchdowns and injury to Chavez. How would you describe that first half, just what you were going through individually, personally?
Well, obviously, defensively, we were playing good enough until the last 8 seconds to keep us in the game. You can't have two punts blocked, regardless of how they're blocked. The first one, I think the punter took too long. The second one, we missed a guy inside. But you can't, 93% of the time you get a punt block in the game, you lose. Well, if you get two, I'm sure it probably goes up to 100%. So you can't do that. We obviously got to shore up that. And we had not had issues with punt protection, which is really disappointing, because we'd practiced all week about them bringing pressure because they've been good at it. So we've got to fix that, obviously, because it's really too bad, because other than that, if the score is 3-0, hopefully we have a little bit better recognition. At 17-0, we shouldn't give up a 60-yard touchdown right before halftime. In that situation, we're playing cover 2. We can't get run by outside at the corner. We should be able to play that a whole lot better. And if it's 17-0 at halftime, maybe we'll have a chance. But We got to connect the dots when we have a chance on a post wheel. Instead of throwing the wheel route, if we throw the post, I think it comes open. But that goes back to the what if football. But I mean, it comes down to we got to keep them out of the end zone to have a chance on defense, and we gave up the 2 touchdowns. That's too many. And then we gave up 2 touchdowns on special teams, and then we're a joke on offense. You can't get 100 yards of total offense and have a chance to win any game. So we've got to fix that.
I mean, it's just so unique, Danny, because like you're down to your emergency quarterback and all the injuries that's happened. I mean, have you ever been a part of a team like this, as far as throughout your coaching career, as far as offense goes?
No. I mean, some of the injuries and stuff are a cosmic of we haven't had a whole lot of time in the weight room since I've been here because of COVID. I mean, we missed a big dramatic off season the first time and had to go through some protocols in the last one. So that'll continue to get better as we get stronger. And obviously, we don't have a ton of talent because that's obviously why I'm here to coach. And we've got a long way to go. We've got some younger kids out there that are showing some promise, but we don't have enough of them, obviously. And so we've got to get stronger, we've got to get better, and then we've got to do a better job as coaches, especially on the offensive side of the ball, to give them a chance to be successful. And I mean, we're not talented, but we got more talent than to have 100 yards total offense. So that comes down to coaching.
If we're good, I want to get the
What was
guys
the
in
injury
here.
to Isaiah?
Ankle.
He's
ankle.
done, or
I don't
is it
know.
broken,
We'll have
or-
to, no, he was in a boot, and we'll have to evaluate it tomorrow and see.